Hello world. It's Saturday, the 23rd of May, 2020. Present time now 11:37 a.m. And I neglected to do something. That's okay, we'll get to it in a moment. I spent a little bit of time this morning helping out my father with the yard. He was finishing up this section that we placed pavers over, kind of expanding around the vegetable beds. Outside of that, skipped breakfast, just black coffee, saltwater gargle. That's all I'd like to share. There we are. Let's see if this is working right. No, this is not working right. Also, the white balance looks really off. Hey Google, turn on the bright lights. Konata Izumi. Keyboard specs, I think it's on my site under the heading My Battle Station, but I may have to double check. In fact, I'll take another look at my site just for you. This keyboard though, shoot. Is there a nice easy way to show it? I guess I could pick it up. Let me get through this message. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and unplug it. Holy shit, look at the color balance here. The white balance is totally off. It's awful. I look yellow. Here, let me... Are you kidding? Yeah, okay, it's just fucked. I accept it. The keyboard. If you're curious, you can find it on my inventory. It's linked from the homepage of my site. Just search inventory or YetiEater.com/inventory. It came inside of the box. Maybe you recall? That big honking box. Yep. It was the keyboard inside of that box. I was so impressed by its weight. And I thought, okay, I've got to try it out. And it's been nice. Well, it's helped me clear off a little bit on my desk. And I don't miss the 10 key. Generally, you know, I'm not doing too much data entry. Hey, Foreign Pine. Good day. Halo Trues, yeah. Yeah, my first time trying these Halo switches, they're nice. They're nice. I'm kind of curious how fast I can type on this compared to like the last time that I did a typing speed test. I was typing directly into the 2019 MacBook Air. It's second generation butterfly switches. I think I hit 120. I kind of switched. It was a 5-minute test. It was nuts. Like, who the hell wants to type full speed for 5 minutes? No fun. Hello. You grind. Go get that hashtag lifestyle AI. Do it. Yeah, no. No, gotta prioritize. I'm not taking a windfall and just balling out. No. No. Because travel, like, if you think about it, travel typically isn't an investment. In order to turn travel into a bona fide investment, you've got to be earning through the travel. Otherwise, you're just burning money. And like you come back and you're like, wow, I know so much more about myself now. I feel like I have a better understanding of my place in the world. I've seen how other people live. Maybe start up a wildlife rehab center. What am I buying? More like, what did I spend it on so far? We already talked about this yesterday, dude. You'll see it when it gets in. I'm not like I've told a couple of people, and yeah, you got to remember, part of what I do is put on a show. If I gave it all away, it would be boring. Next, right, I guess poke my head in here. It's almost like email. Thank you, CSDW. Fact, there are only 2 Zippos. The third one is a little different. I'm glad you approve. Also, you know what would be really, really nice? Is if this thing could go up just a little higher. I feel like I'm talking down into it. Correct. The gold one is not a Zippo. And I'm also happy to get rid of it. Because it doesn't do what I wanted it to do. It starts fires just fine. But it lacks the distinctive tone. Are you familiar with this brand? Gotcha. Yeah, I like Zippo. You know, being... yes. Right, so I like Zippo because, you know, it's one of those storied American brands that continues to be made in the USA. And they've got their lifetime warranty, and it's a very classic product. But this other brand, take a look at this. Search for this. Mine doesn't do that. And so I don't want it. Happy to be rid of it. Right? Like that sound, dude. It's such a wonderful sound. So when I got this one and it didn't make the sound, I was beyond disappointed. Like, what is this? Have I been duped? You're supposed to make this noise. How come you don't make this noise? And at first I was a little salty, and then I realized, okay, it's because this is Lean 1. It predates the sound. Fuck. AI, yeah. I'm with it. That's why I make statements like, everything here's for sale. I'm happy to wind down what I've got. Sometimes less is more. I know what I'll do today. One more day. I'm gonna take some notes. Take a little walk down memory lane. Same. Same CSDW. Holy shit, your account is super aged. Wow. Yeah, they're kind of splendid machines. Brutally simple. Highly effective. Gotcha. JTV, huh? So this channel in its current iteration for some time was trying to ape a bit of what Justin TV was. Back when it was just Justin. And to that end, I built things up to the point where I could take the show on the road. Just phone on a selfie stick. And I'd like to get up to that point again. It was actually a lot of fun. I suppose when the time is right. Yeah, it's pretty crazy how far things have come. A country that has forced national service. Hmm. I can think of a couple. At least a couple. Oh, and then I'm also gonna cheat a little bit. So I see right now Australia and Slovakia. Australia doesn't have a forced national service. Singapore? Got it. Right on. I've been to Singapore. Graduated high school from ISKL. So I've taken the bus down, transited through Changi many, many times. No, Slovakia must be foreign pine. Correct. We have a new campus now. I haven't seen the new campus, just in photos. Old one was in Ampang. Gotcha. Yeah, I kind of miss it. Last time there, I think, was 2008, right around New Year 2009. And I haven't gone back. But I'd like to. I'd really like to. Yeah, the food is part of it. Definitely part of it. But I've had some vision of one day setting up a little base for myself in Singapore. It's just so convenient to go from Singapore to anywhere else in Asia. Over here, we've got a couple of Malaysian spots, like along our so-called Asia town. I think I've been to both. They're all right, but you end up paying so much for the food. It's kind of exotic, I suppose. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not going to be the same. It's just a completely different world, and I'm sure representation in Australia is pretty huge, just because of proximity. Whereas the U.S., Canada, they're really, really far away. Gotcha. Yeah, the cuisine was really a big deal. It's just a really good fusion. I mean, granted, Malaysia has its own host of problems. I know some Chinese Malaysians are not happy at all. Yep. There's systemic issues. But um, given your experience in Australia, how do you like it? Fair enough. Yeah, the beaches are to die for. That's no joke. I've only been to Sydney and Canberra. Haven't been down to Melbourne. But I think that the sand in at least some of Hawaii's beaches was imported from Australia. What was I doing in Canberra? Well, back in the day, we took a family trip down to Australia since it wasn't too far away. I remember customs was like they were super super strict about bringing in food. So we had some like a cereal with little bits of dried fruit in it, and they threw that out. Canberra, just to see the capital. Like it's capital of NSW, right? Or is it the whole capital of Australia? Derp. Yeah, just to see the capital, just to take a look. Yep, stayed somewhere near ANU. Got a pizza. But yeah, it's been a long time. Um, at this point, how long? 14, 15 years? Long fucking time. Don't believe we made it up to Brisbane or all the way down to Melbourne. Just Sydney and Canberra. Sydney for the Opera House. I'm looking at it. Darwin, I've heard of. And Perth, yeah. Oh, I bet. Why do I know Darwin? Maybe something about the rabbits? Can't remember. Sharks and crocs. Nice. One of these days. Who knows? Who knows? Perth is way the fuck out there on the west. Only green patch. I'd like to go back there. Just Southeast Asia again. One of these days. Pardon Nightbot. I don't think I caught this particular guy. Fucking nuts though. Fucking Aussies. Rip. Alright, I got you out of timeout. Fixed it. Oh, nice. Fuck, another 10 minutes. Okay, I fixed it. Natural freshwater swimming. Travel restrictions are currently in place. Yes. Slash things to do slash freshwater dash swimming. Yeah, I'd love to get out there again. I haven't really done much of the Philippines. I've been to Manila for a 5K. Indonesia, I have never been to, but of course, everybody knows Bali. Vietnam, never been. Thailand, done a bit, but when I was much younger. Bangkok for a 5K though. Wait, never mind. Philippines, I never went to Manila. A lie. It was Bangkok. Yeah, there's so many islands. Nice. We got angelfish. These big metal angelfish sculptures. Those look badass. Love the water. Oh yeah, yeah. The national parks they're splendid. Barbecue is really the best in the world. Yes, yeah. It's the one to beat. Texas is renowned for pit barbecue. We're really big on brisket. Like that's the thing here. So it's hard to say if one particular type is better than another. They're all a little different. North Carolina, they're all about the pulled pork, but I understand it's called chopped. They call it chopped barbecue. And then Kansas City, they're kind of a big deal. Pupster, tits, or GTFO. I'm gonna get some water. I have returned. How is there one that's not a hole? What the fuck? Oh, okay, duh. A referral. What? That's nothing. Oh, okay, this must be it's a tiered referral program, so I end up getting 10%. 10% of what somebody else got. Otherwise, got a handful of referrals. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Little bits add up. What do you mean by a second sprint? Oh, I see. No, for me, it's, are there sprints? Sometimes, I guess. And CM, hey. Yeah, no, I tend to just plug away on the daily. But some things will be changing for the better. And then, if ultimately the decision is to pull the plug on this whole entire effort, at least I'll be able to say, I didn't fail because of lack of the right tools. See me on excursion soon? No. No, not the right time. I mean, I'm spinning up some new stuff, but the trickiest part is winning your first customer, right? Yeah, see, I mean, it was never about the lack of effort. That was never it. I've invested the time. One thing I know that's holding me back is my interest in networking. Like, I'm playing these games, but I don't really pay too much mind to who else is playing and what they're doing. So, I'm, I guess, probably not playing the meta. Just minding my own business. Takes me back to the days when I was a school kid. Elementary school. Just playing in the sandbox. And then eventually I got comfortable on the swing. And just kept on swinging. Super VCs. Super VCs. I'm guessing ones that have deep connections. Would Y Combinator be an example? Maybe that's more incubator. I mean, things are at a fairly good point. At the moment, I'm sitting on projects that I haven't filled, I haven't completed. There's other stuff I'm slowly moving forward. And then occasionally, there's the need to do some reflecting. And then a bit of sharing of the experience, just so that I know where I'm at. And if somebody else benefits in the process, that's great. But that's not the point of it. So at the moment, I've got some data up, and I've got a page open. 1 year look back. Artificial intelligence. Do you know what the real end game is for Paul the Yorkie? Yeah, I mean, of course, he's my companion animal, so we're kind of inseparable entities. But I have the sight. No, it's got its own presence. Entirely its own presence. CSDW, gotcha. Yeah, I think I'm vaguely familiar. Like, definitely followed the whole WeWork controversy. But right, so, yeah, you see this type of thing happening all the time. Just access to stupid amounts of money to the point where a player is able to keep on playing and selling at well below the market rate in order to drive out competition, starve them of cash flow, and then it's just scale, scale, scale all the way. Achieve market dominance like that. And then ultimately jack up the prices when they have monopoly power. Anyways, AI, this question regarding Paul the Yorkie. Do you know what the ultimate goal is for Paul the Yorkie? Or do you think you have a good guess? Maybe the first real milestone. Yeah, it's pretty nuts. See, I'm king of the world. No. No, he's a dog. Right, right, and he couldn't compete with Tommy. No. No, he's not going for global dominance. I posed a question to AI because AI has a lot of ideas and a willingness to share these ideas, which is great. Vice King. He's not going to be around forever. Just like I'm not going to be around forever. Everything's got to come to an end. AI, you're dodging the question. That's good. That's nice. But just take a stab at it, please. It's more fun. Okay, the question: what is the ultimate objective for Paul the Yorkie? What's the goal? You want to take a guess? Who is Paul the Yorkie? Try exclamation mark Paul. Yeah, a little bit wild at times, I agree. I want to believe AI is of good heart. See, a marriage? Oh. Um, I don't know that he necessarily needs to get married. Although, ultimately that could be nice. Another doggo to keep him company when he's getting really old. No, Paul is very much single and very eager to mingle. Is this an AI based product? No. AI is AI. It's a pretty good username. Keep his innocence? Never. No, he's a dog. He already does dog things. That's what he does. He sees a female dog he likes, he gets all up in her business. Mm-hmm. Yeah, his sense of taste is sometimes it's quite amusing. He really has no conception of how large he is. So I've watched him attempt to get very friendly with pit bulls and like everything as large as a pit bull all the way down to Chihuahua. He he has no clue. He just knows his nature and he seeks to follow up on it. No. No rocket scientists here. Just ordinary people. Does he have any concept of gravity? Of course. When he was very, very little, he decided he would venture off of dryer. I'd set him and his brother up on top of a dryer. And then I heard a little thud, followed by some yelping. And there was Paul, splayed out on the ground. He wet himself. But, you pick him up, clean him off a little bit, mop. And he's back to business, like nothing happened. Kind of walked a little funny for a bit. I thought that they would understand gravity. I was wrong. Never again. Never again would I do that. But now he gets it. Like ever since that happened, he gets it. If I put him up on something high, then he understands that taking that tumble is going to hurt him. Yeah, it's super basic because the whole purpose of launching that project was to get comfortable with SSL, getting that certificate issued to a site, and then gain a little bit of working knowledge with WooCommerce. I wanted to test out some plugins. And since that time, it's just been sitting dormant. I mean, you can hit it, but it has seen no updates. So I took the lessons learned from that and then applied them over to my own site. Because at the time, my site now sees some regular traffic. Like right now, it sees some traffic. I couldn't tell you how many uniques a day, but it's doing its job. So I didn't want to suffer the downtime on my own site. I'll see. It'll happen, but it's not a solo project. At the end of the day, it's about getting out to market, making sure you don't lose your shirt in the process. Abandonment. Yeah, if you have no shirt to your name, then yeah, that's a bad thing. Most people would agree. But it's pretty easy to procure a shirt. How people give them away all the time. Be well, CM. Do consider lurking. If you've got the bandwidth. Be well. CSDW. What are you trying to achieve overall? Something sustainable. Something sustainable that I enjoy doing, that benefits other people, that I can take anywhere. So really, it's just channel growth, little by little channel growth. And for now, it's small projects, really, really simple little projects. And ultimately, I'd be very happy if I could just kind of withdraw, put out photos, some writing, and live off of that. My interests, innumerable. So I always figure that a picture is worth 1,000 words. And to that end, does this work? That works. This I don't think works. Double check. There we go. On Twitch and elsewhere, I have it written that my interests are really just gold, guns, and girls. It's pretty accurate. It's a bit of a joke, but it's accurate. Yeah, it's a mixed bag. Agreed. Agreed. So, you're not overstepping. You're just providing your impression. And I know that honest critical feedback is really hard to come by. So, believe me, I value it. It's just to give a general sense. Like, here are some things that I like. Here are some little snapshots. The only running theme is either I took the photo or it was a photo taken of me. And I don't have a huge number of photos taken of me. But I suppose this counts, right? 30 photos a second. There have to be a couple of good ones in there somewhere. It's a good thought. Are you active on Facebook at all? Oh, interesting. All right. So on Facebook, there's a group, and you may or may not have heard of it, but it's called Subtle Asian Traits. I think it was started by some students in Australia. Pretty sure. But yeah, the Asian diaspora is kind of huge. And then in the Western world, Asian, it's such a broad category. It's crazy. But yeah, it's a good thought. Over time, I'm hoping I can work with some people that are out there doing some real cool shit. And I figure it's just a matter of time. They're out there. And there's quite a bit that even sets my Asian American experience apart from most. So I know at the intersection of all of these little things that have made up my life's journey so far, I'm a real extreme minority. The marketing side, I hardly spent any time with so far, because I'm just solving more fundamental problems, really basic stuff. And now some of the fundamental stuff is starting to get out of the way, and that is exciting. It means we can move forward onto more interesting projects. Start to come out of my shell a little bit, see who else is out there. Sure, a lot of people find that they're somewhat stuck in a middle ground. The perpetual foreigner. I'm encouraged seeing some of what's come out in mainstream media. Like last movie that I watched and then recommended to friends, family, was Tiger Tail. Make a video that you could make right now, what would it be? For a while, I've been wanting to make a video just showing how I make coffee. Like how I make coffee every morning. A bit of a technical test. That's it. But if it was any I'd have to take a look to see who's number one right now. Maybe see who's in the top 10 in my game, and see if one of them may be open to working with me. Not just open. See if one of them would like to work with me. But assuming all of them would like to work with me, then I'd work with number one, and then make my way down the list. That's it. Yeah, you're hinting on some of the deeper stuff. And, you know, It's a good thing to think about. It's worth thinking about. CSDW, how did you find your way over to this channel? I realize I never asked. Sure. Mm, so more specifically, how did you wind up landing on this one? I know when you came in, you talked about the images, like some of the symbols that I've chosen to put up. Was it just looking at thumbnails? Ah, okay. Fair enough. It works. Yeah. Sometimes it brings in real good people, sometimes it brings in shitters. I'm always delighted when it brings in real good people. And some of the people that were brought in the first wave of doing this ultimately left and decided never to come back because they felt our politics were different. And that's okay. No, you're asking good questions. And you're also hinting on some good shit. Good food for thought. The shitters are pretty obvious. Once in a blue moon, you encounter an intelligent one. Like a really intelligent one. A persistent one. But usually it's just very surface level shit. I like inviting people to explore. Curiosity is a very powerful thing. I want them to dig a bit. Like, see this? I'm a bit bastard operator from hell. But also a bit the warmest hearted person you'll come across. The bastard operator from hell bit, that's something I attributed to myself. The heart of gold, ask people who know. It's like doctors. You don't go about trying deliberately to harm people. Superstition's a good one. Sure. History is always interesting. I'm a fan. It's good to hit at why things are the way they are. How did we get to where we are now? I don't think so, no. Oh, checking it out. Associated with banana trees. And you can turn them into a beautiful, beautiful women and good wives. That's pretty wild. I'm a fan of the great hornbill. These are badass birds. CSDW, do you have channels? If you say so. If you say so, it must be true. I don't buy that. Anyways, I see my father has returned, so I'm gonna spend a bit of time with him, and then I may or may not come back. I'll probably come back. I want to get out of here for now. I want to help him out a bit. Thank you, CSDW. If there's one piece of recommended viewing material for you, it's the Lego Movie. That's it. Watch it again.